Just like the dolphin in the video who adjusts quickly to their environment, we too learn to adjust quickly to our preaching methods and disciple-making work with changing circumstances in changing world situations. We have seen and experienced this during the pandemic. The question is, why are we so successful in adapting? Because of your faith, our faith. By faith, we fully cooperate with any changes as we serve loyally to the head of the Christian congregation, Jesus Christ, and the appointed faithful and discreet slave of Jehovah. The faithful and discreet slave is the primary channel of Jehovah for dispensing increased light or understanding of Jehovah's time and seasons today. We understand that we need to keep pace with God's organization and keep up with new understanding of Bible truths, neither running ahead or falling behind from the one whom Jehovah entrusted that light, the faithful slave. Let's read together Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. Here it says, "But the path of the righteous is like the bright morning light that grows brighter and brighter until full daylight." Proverbs 4:18 makes it clear that accurate knowledge increases with time. Jehovah reveals the truth gradually, and we must be willing to wait patiently so that for the light of truth to get brighter and for us to fully understand Jehovah's thinking.
Yes, it's all about understanding Jehovah's thinking, not just the thinking of the governing body, but Jehovah's thinking. We've just been hearing from Christopher Ovis, who is a Bethelite from the Warwick, New York headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses. He's just been making some very interesting comments about the governing body. Apparently, it's not just about keeping in step with their direction. It's not just about observing their instruction and being obedient to them. Apparently, Jehovah's Witnesses also need to serve them.
By faith, we fully cooperate with any changes as we serve loyally to the head of the Christian congregation, Jesus Christ, and the appointed faithful and discreet slave of Jehovah.
We serve loyally to Jesus Christ and the faithful and discreet slave of Jehovah. I'm going to try to be charitable here because if I had to guess, English is not the first language of Christopher, who's the Bethelite that's making these comments. It could be that something's getting a little bit lost in translation. It could be that he isn't expressing himself as clearly as he would like, or perhaps as clearly as the organization would like. But we have to go, I think, on what's being said here. And he hasn't just spoken about, again, being respectful of the governing body, recognizing them as God's channel, etc. He's outright called upon Jehovah's Witnesses to serve the governing body, just as they would serve Jesus. That's more than a bit chilling. And to back up his statement, he reads from Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18, from which he makes the following conclusions.
Proverbs 4:18 makes it clear that accurate knowledge increases with time. Jehovah reveals the truth gradually, and we must be willing to wait patiently.
Proverbs 4, verse 18 makes it clear, apparently, that accurate knowledge increases with time. That's what Proverbs 4, verse 18 says. Does it now, Christopher? Why don't we read it in context? Let's start from Proverbs 4, verse 14. "Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of evil men. Shun it, do not take it. Turn away from it and pass it by, for they cannot sleep unless they do what is bad. They are robbed of sleep unless they cause someone's downfall. They feed themselves with the bread of wickedness, and they drink the wine of violence. But the path of the righteous is like the bright morning light that grows brighter and brighter until full daylight. The way of the wicked is like the darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. That's all Proverbs 4 verse 18 says. Says nothing about knowledge increasing. It's comparing wicked people with good people and saying that the way of wicked people is dark and bad, and the way of righteous people is bright and good. That's all it's saying. I'm going to talk more about New Light as we allow this talk to progress, but I think it's worth just flagging, if you are watching this as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, a Jehovah's Witness speaker at a convention has just read a Bible verse to you and drawn a completely wrong conclusion, a completely misleading conclusion about what it means. And not only that, he's made it abundantly clear that he wants you to not just follow the governing body, but serve them.